so majestic. Dumbass.
What the hell are you doing? Oh, jeez, Okay, well, you see, the thing is, I've been practicing my lightsaber skills recently because, sad to say, I've gotten pretty rusty since the last review that I did with Rob. And, oh, if you haven't noticed, there's a brand new Star Wars movie coming out in less than 2 weeks. I am really excited for this thing. Super excited. Everybody's excited. You're excited. Even Rob, of all people, is really excited for this thing.
I got VIP treatment.
Meh.
Is that really all you have to say? You hate Star Wars.
I didn't say that.
But I don't get it, dude. How could you not be pumped for it? It's freaking Star Wars above all things.
I'll see it. Eventually.
You're right, Rob. I think he's, Trekkie.
Yeah. I'm proud of it.
Alright, look, Trekkie or not, we cannot have this. We have got to do something to get him pumped for Star Wars.
I got an idea. Why don't you review a Star Wars game?
You know, that is not a bad idea. You have any suggestions?
Oh, I may have a few. Ta-da!
When could Rob...
I don't know. You know, the Super Star Wars Trilogy on the Super Nintendo was quite an interesting beast. It was developed by LucasArts and Sculptured Software. With that being said, you'd think with LucasArts being involved that there'd be a lot of painstaking effort to make these games resemble the movies as close as possible.
And you would be right, as common opinion is that these games are very, very good. But do they really hold up that well over 20 years after their creation?
The visual styles on these games are some of the best that the 16-bit machine could possibly muster. Great care was taken into the entire look. The character designs are all wonderfully detailed, from Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Chewie, just to name a few. Luke, for example, looks spot on the way he looked in each movie. Originally, the plan was to draw a black outline around all of these characters, but it was changed when it was felt that it would make the characters look more cartoony.
Not to be outdone either are the enemy designs. They all look wonderful, from the stormtroopers, to the Sarlacc, to the giant scorpions. Wait, what? I don't remember. No, anyway. All the backgrounds are also eye-poppingly rich, with so much depth. These games also feature some nice vehicle-based levels which boast a 3D look, such as with land speeders, X-Wing fighters, and of course, the Millennium Falcon. In short, the visual palette is a real treat.
Mode 7.
Each game opens up with a nice portrait. Again, they are all visually impressive. Except here, Luke's face is a little weird. But hey, that's just a personal nitpick. There are wonderful cutscenes and dialogue sequences throughout the entire game that are ripped straight from the films they represent, which really enrich the experience.
Basically, these games are scene-by-scene recreations of the original trilogy, but they've been modified to fit the run-and-gun aspect.
For example, in Super Star Wars, instead of Luke just buying C-3PO and R2-D2 from the Jawas, he just attacks them and blasts them all, killing them and taking the droids by force.
Damn, that would have made the movie even better.
Wait, hold on a second. Didn't that happen in one of the special editions? Hey, the only thing just as good as graphics are the music and the sound effects. And it's all there. Prepare your ears for auditory bliss.
more can you ask for? They do a great job capturing that old Star Wars mood.
Now, these games are traditional side-scrolling platform adventures, but on the side, they have vehicular levels sprinkled in from time to time. As you trudge through the missions, you will be armored with a blaster for the most part, and they all have sporadic firing effects. Jeez, I wonder if you need a license to own one of these things in the future, or past, or whenever this is supposed to be taking place. Each level you play as the appropriate characters, and in Return of the Jedi, you have a player select. When you play as Luke Skywalker, you can wield your lightsaber and do this spinning jump lightsaber attack trick. And yeah, trust me, this is probably the move you're gonna use the most. But Han Solo is not to be outdone. He can collect and toss handy grenades. Along the way, you can also get power-ups like detonators, shields, that can give you limited protection, and of course, lightsabers, that increase your maximum health. But most importantly, hearts. You wanna know what the hearts do in this game? They don't act like currency. No, they replenish your health. What did you think they do? Oh, and you're definitely gonna need it. Here's the thing. With all the good things these series of games can do, there is one thing that unfortunately overrides it. One thing that gives them their, shall we say, well, deserved reputation. The difficulty.
Now, when it comes to retro games, we classify difficulty in two ways. There's Mario Hard, and then there's Castlevania bullshit. And this is in the bullshit territory. You see, the thing that really makes this type of game hard is the instantaneous respawning enemies. For goodness sakes, how many of these things are there? It is also frustrating to kill an enemy just to have a new one promptly take its place. Sometimes there is just so much stuff on the screen it just gets ridiculous. You take so many hits that your lives gets drained in a heartbeat. No pun intended. Look at this! Oh, and we're just getting started. There are death traps everywhere, and when you die, you don't get your power-ups back. No. So if you are halfway through the level, do yourself a favor and just restart the game, because you're pretty much f***ed. Now, you think that the lightsaber would be awesome, but guess again. It is not nearly as effective as you think. More often than not, you will be the one taking the hit. Sometimes, it's just better to just pull your blaster out instead.
Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid.
That is why you fail.
Oh, you Yoda. It's hard. You wanna know how hard? We started this review in March. This is impossible. How are we supposed to beat this? Hell, because of this, the first game was almost unplayable. And the developers realized that before you say anything, because they added a password system for the next two.
Even on easy, these games are relentless.
The only difference we could see is that on easy mode, we can make it slightly further. To be honest, we can get pretty far on Super Return of the Jedi only because we got the Game Boy version years ago, so we are more familiar with it. Luke's force powers do help out a little, but man, to get true enjoyment out of these games, you really have to grind.
We're gonna need some serious motivation to keep this going. We have a real love-hate relationship with the Super Star Wars Trilogy on Snes. They are good games and are some of the better ones based on movie franchises, but at the same time, these games can get crazy frustrating. But as a testament to how well they were made, they are just frustrating enough to keep you going. And that in itself is what it means to be a Star Wars fan. Well, that was fun and entirely mentally, physically exhausting. That being said, you gotta be pumped now for Star Wars, right? I mean, you were just kidding about that whole, oh, Trekkies forever, and like, meh, it's not that great. Like, yeah, I'll see it eventually. Yeah, you were just kidding about that. Now you found where your true passion really lies. In the Star Wars universe, baby. Yeah!
Meh.
He's weird.
Well, then maybe this will do the trick.
Really? Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith of all things, Rob, for the PlayStation 2?
This was just a movie tie-in game. These things always suck.
I mean, I remember it getting mediocre reviews.
This thing is hardly worth our time.
I mean, I never really had a good time with it from what I recall.
Well, it's not like we have anything else to do. Yeah, get it! Woo! Oh, those force powers, baby!
Come on, I'm blocking!
You know, this game is not half bad.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of enjoying it.
I wonder why I got such poor reviews when it first came out.
Yeah. I wonder why. Let's find out.